What's up everybody, how's it going? It's Burke, aka Dansweight here, and welcome back to another premiere episode of the Final Fantasy X Masters mod by Karifean. Please remember to hit the like button and show the video some love, and I hope you guys have plenty of fun in the chat. Let's get going with this week's episode. Do I need more items? I gotta watch out for the Mega Phoenixes, that's the one thing. If I do end up wanting Auto Phoenix, which I probably do. I have a feeling we're going to get more Mega Phoenixes, but yeah, need to not drop below 20. And Auto Potion's relatively cheap, so I can definitely make use of that at some point. But for now at least, I mean, the setup that we have it's working okay, so I'm not going to change anything too crazily. Like, I did add Sense Preserver for Riku. Ended up being not super necessary, I feel. Like, I could have got by without it, but hey, whatever. Okay, Heathen Boy is there. Let's just save here. Gonna keep things roughly the way they were before. Now, this is another enemy that has a counter attack, so we'll have to see how that's gonna work. Whoops, I should probably put that back on. Right, Dark Aeon number 3.
You heathen!
You heathen! Yeah, this was one of those ones that I remember being just like so scared of how powerful Thundarja was. When I first met Dark Ixion, just blew my mind.
Let's go.
And then I remember thinking I was really clever and I could, like, you know, put like lightning proof or something, or lightning eater, and then it still killed me anyway, and I was like, oh my god, like, what the hell is this thing? And then of course, like, once you get into the whole like stat maxing game and you have your right equipment and stuff, like Dark Ixion obviously just becomes very trivial, one of the easiest ones to deal with. But back in the day, man, it's really intimidating to fight Dark Ixion in the early days. Even in No Sphere Grid, it was never too bad because it didn't have any attacks that hit the entire party other than Thor's Hammer, which you could kind of summon for and block. Okay, here we go. I guess we can at least get sensor text. Wield some scary overdrives. Okay. Let's begin. I think we should just... let's just do it. Alright, here we go. Again, Dark Ixion. What you got? 444. Vulnerable to most status counters with Energize when not hasted, which also grants 1 stack of aim and reflex. So, I'm going to put what it's immune to rather than what I can actually put on it. So it's immune to slow and sleep. And we got the rest. Okay, so basically this means if you're going to put some stuff on there, you need to work fast. But maybe Energize also gets rid of negative status. We'll have to see what it does. Curious. Oh, it puts itself into haste. Wow. Okay. Let's do some Dark Buster, and I guess we can see if Slow Strike works here, because that's what I have equipped, right? No, I should have equipped it. I'm an idiot. Okay, it still has that sleep effect, like it always had. Dark Buster. This is another one where maybe we just keep it in haste. Kind of like how we keep it for it. Oh boy. Like how we kept it for it in Berserk, but... Fine. That did not last very long. Once it got going, we got absolutely trashed. Fine. Ah, nice. Okay, it puts you straight back in. That's a nice autosave point. Now, it's going to be a bit of a struggle to kind of keep up with the statuses here. I think... Let's try triple foul. I think it's a good one to kind of see here. It's immune to slow anyway. Let's try this. Yeah, unfortunately it's going to need buster abilities. Yeah, and Energize is really brutal. Yeah. Let's get a full break on there, why not? I want to see if we can survive the Tetra. Could have been worse. But it is going to charge its overdrive very quickly, and it has some scary overdrives, we are told. So, okay, that snaps him out of it. I think we're probably mostly interested in Silence Buster still. Yeah, it seems to move its turn forward when it does that as well. It's a bit nasty. Let's see how Sentinel strats work, because he's not going to be put to sleep. Yeah, and he's going to counter that nice and strongly. And afflict some poison on there, so... Sentinel Auron coming in and saying, okay, enough of this crap. But obviously if it energizes too much, then that's going to be trouble. So let's just use an aim here. Increase Auron's chance of actually doing something. I think as long as it's silenced, basically Auron can handle it. Interestingly enough. So the Auron Sentinel's already looking good here for future attempts. I just want to see if we can somehow survive here. Quartet of 9. Good lord. That's insane. So basically that means that the Sentinel no longer works. Wow. We gotta go like super fast against this guy to have a chance. Yeah, now basically we can't have it use Penta Thundara. We absolutely have to keep it silenced. Now it doesn't have a lot of HP, I think we can burn through it. Let me think. I think Kimari will struggle to hit it at this stage. Is anyone hasted? Let's just use the quick pockets anyway. Yeah, so at that stage the breaks kind of don't tend to matter as much. Let's do this again. And then this time we'll double cast. I mean, we're still in the fight, kind of somehow, but we're still there. Let's just do it. Okay. Let's do a bit of this. Why not? Just about. I think I was almost too slow. I tend to be kind of too fast on the final one. I think against a single character it probably doesn't matter as much, but whatever. Yeah, okay. But I think that's kind of how we have to handle it. Up until the overdrive, maybe like the brakes are fine, but once it has that quartet of 9, that overdrive is nuts. Seeing a Dark Aeon use that is pretty crazy. So then we kind of have to force it to miss. So hold on, I'm going to change my setup a little bit here. Yeah, sleep is one of the few gaps in his armor here. Yeah, she doesn't have sleep proof either. Yeah, so that stuff's a bit of a problem. Let's see. I think we kind of need a setup like this, and then we alternate between Dark Buster and Silence Buster to kind of stop it from being able to hit us. I think it will get some hits in anyway, but I want to try it like that. Okay, let's go for it again. This. So I think I'm going to start with... while I can still hit it. I think still Silence Buster is probably the way to go. Yeah, of course. Now, let's see. Wow. Now we're going to Dark Buster, actually. So if it has both Silence and Darkness on it, I think Aerospark doesn't miss. But it doesn't do as much damage because things are broken here. Yeah, so Wonka won't be able to keep up with this himself. But... let's just get that bio and a demi on there while we can. And then honestly, we might have to just ride this out and stay alive for as long as we can. Let's do this. I need to get hasted back up again. Obviously it dispels your haste and stuff. But we put it back on. And well, what we kind of have here is a free turn. So we can put Silence Buster back on. Yeah, and so from here on, we're not able to keep anybody alive. Let's get those demis in there while we still can. Right. So we go Darkbuster again here. And we do some more of this. So again, the busters extending for 3 turns is making a huge difference here. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, Arrow Spark we don't have to worry about. Yeah. I kind of forgot about that. We need to kind of keep a bit of a rotation, but that was already like a lot of damage. We did way better that time. So I think it's definitely looking better. I'm going to go even a bit harder at the start, I think. To really get going. It doesn't have a ton of HP, so I think we might be able to burn through it before we really get bogged down in the fight. So it might be a good idea. Okay. Start with the Sentinel. And I'm gonna Science Buster first. Do that. Yeah, even without the breaks, it will be able to survive. Okay, that's fine. Let's get Darkbuster on. Oh, really? Come on, man. After 1 Energize? Get the hell out of here. Get the flip out of here. It's been working just fine the whole time. Yeah, I had a feeling that one would hit. Stupid. Yeah, Auron missing I can understand, but that was some bullshit. Okay. Yeah, I wanted to start a bit more quickly, but I kind of couldn't. Let's go Bio. Demi once again. This Quartet of 9 thing is just really nasty because obviously it blocks off your ability to use something like a Sentinel, for example. Yeah, I need this for... but do I even need Dark Proof at this stage? I've already got like Sense Preserver that I can just make, so I think maybe not necessary. Just do this. These will last longer anyway. Okay. Let me speed up Lulu here. Yeah, she can't break the damage limit yet, so it's going to be like an extra 20k damage. But is it really worth it at this stage? I was thinking, what should I do with this turn that I have? Yeah, Arrow Spark's going to dispel everything that we have anyway, so it's not going to matter too much. Basically, I want Aerospark to not hit someone valuable. Yikes. Okay. So, Silence Buster. Yeah, I mean, you can't dodge Aerospark, so I'm not sure what you're supposed to do in this situation. Everything's just hitting for quad 9. I think maybe you need to just really charge up your overdrives fast, and then go for like some crazy, like unload your overdrives. I'm going to use a Silence Grenade here as well, for the same reason, because I have Sense Preserver now, so I can actually use these. And this will buy me some turns, where I won't have to like reapply stuff. And it can only kill me one at a time, so... Okay. Yep. Ah, it just had... Wait, Under Darkness 2? I think because of the aim, right? Ah. Yeah, that's annoying. Okay. Whew. Yeah, again, it's a whole different type of challenge to Dark Ifrit. I think we can definitely do it. Need to just figure out how to deal with... I think using the grenades was a good call, though. I'm going to definitely start to do that from the get-go. So in that sense, we might not even need Waka. So we can do like Smoke Bomb. We can do... Well, for now... Make sure we survive that. Okay. And so we're going to just like get in as quickly as possible and really start to use these moves. Basically make the best of it before that overdrive really comes in. And if anything, I'm going to manually re-haste it so it doesn't use Energize. Then that's also part of my strategy here. Okay. Still gonna hit it while I can. At least it will make Aerospark damage a bit less. Yeah, so because of these grenades, we're going to have these stasis for a long time. And we just make the best of it. I'm going to copycat with Riku here. Ah, forgot to give it haste again, but whatever. Yeah, once it has those aims, it really gets annoying. But Lulu's working on that overdrive as well. Let's see. there it comes. So it's slowed back down now. In order to stop it using energize, I'm going to do this. Well, first... let's see. Yeah. Basically, it's going to stop it from being able to hit me through darkness. I think I've left it a little too late at this stage, but that's the idea at least. Okay, fine. I'm going to have a bunch of overdrives at the ready here. It ran out at a really bad time. That's annoying. That sucks. Unit's still hasted, I think, yeah. But the trouble is we just can't let it use... But I think I'm zoning in on the strat here. I think it's going to fail. Because of that. Yeah. But you can see definitely getting much, much closer now. I think I've almost cracked it. Okay. It's only a matter of time. I got a more favorable ICV this time, I think. Okay. So, we're gonna go... What am I doing? Where the hell am I? Okay. Being a bit blind, sorry. Got a bit excited now that I've started to develop a bit of an idea. So I think the first one we kind of have to give up there, that first energize, but from here I'm going to try and control the fight a little better if I can. Alright, then after this we're going to speed up again. Yeah, so I haven't used full brake, I'm not using a turn on it right now. Right. So it's still hasted, we're not going to see energize again. So we're still good. Thinking what's the best thing I can do right now. If she gets hit by Aero Spark, this will be a bit crap, but... And well, it's also pushing up the overdrive. Basically, if I can do like massive damage, I'd rather not push up the overdrive if I can help it. So, I think I'd rather leave it like that. Yeah, I want this kind of, this turn slot here. And maybe Orin gets a counter. And he actually hits. It's a little too much to ask. But now I can finally do the double cast Demi and Copycat combo that I've been wanting to hit. We cannot let it energize again. We have to be careful. So, now we Copycat. I think it's not going to push it to an overdrive, so that's good. We're going to have even more turns to work with. Okay. So we go again. And the next turn we're going to get free. looking good. Okay. Whew. What now? What now? I have a mind to use reflex here. Just to give us a chance to evade. Because obviously aim has happened a couple of times now. Right. Ah, just won't get the turn. That would have been nice. I'm going to try my evading counter weapon here. Okay. Closing in now. I'll probably switch to Waterger soon. Yeah, not much I can do about that. Now, Riku can still do this. And now... let's see. Yeah, it hit through darkness. I think we're very close. I'm hoping Lulu still evades. Nah, no. Too fast. I think I could have had that. I kind of screwed up slightly at the end. That was really close. I think I just needed to adjust a few turns near the end there, and I had it. Those double cast demis were huge. You have to keep both of them on there at all times. Like, there's a few little things to negotiate. It's another classic fight where like 90% of it's figured out. It's just kind of executing all of those things at the same time. Those things running out and making sure you have enough reflexes. It hasn't energized too many times and blah blah blah. It's like 3 or 4 things that you have to put in alignment to win the fight. So it's almost there, but we need to make it happen. Alright, here we go. I'm going to be watching it like a hawk for when it's not hasted anymore. I'm going to do my best because it's just too important a part of this whole thing at this stage. But I think while I have the turn, I'm just going to use a reflex here. Yeah, that's the only thing about haste go. It really pushes Tyz's turn down quite far. Yeah, it's lost the haste. So this is where I really start to try and get a bit more into turn manipulation. So it's going to get 2 turns after this, but hey. This is like the kind of new method where I really just make sure it doesn't energize more than once. Yeah, so Tidus is still getting hit through it. What if she used the quick pockets? Yeah, works, I guess. We'll use a remedy for it. Gonna get another reflex in. Alright, here we go again. I have a feeling this time it might lose both of its buffs. Like, it's going to happen earlier, like debuff, sorry. What's that, 9? It's like, it's gonna need to be hasted, and it's going to lose all of that crap all at the same time. Okay. Now. I think what we'll do, I'm going to haste her up here. Basically, so that I can swap them in to use the use command again. I'm going to try to see if I can do something like this. Just kind of see what happens here. I'm going to evade and counter with Waka. Yeah, it's the worst thing it could have done, of course. Of course. No surprises there. So I think we take a chance now. Basically, I need to reapply the grenades safely. Okay. So yeah, this is where it's critical that I do this, and if I can, then I have a chance. Although, Lulu's going to need a lot of time to come back. I'm going to say it's probably going to energize. Just so dangerous. Okay. Probably going to be an arrow spot. Since Tidus has a full overdrive, I could maybe swap him in to use that overdrive, honestly. Ah, it's Lulu again. Yeah, it's again annoying now. Alright, here's what I'm going to do. For a little bit of extra damage, I'm going to double cast Water. See how we do here. It's still hasted, so it's not going to use Energize. Yeah, that magic defense is strong, as I anticipated. Okay. But we're out of MP. Didn't notice that. That's so annoying. Again, small mistakes. Like this time I managed to get the energized thing under control, but this time I didn't watch Lulu's MP closely enough, so I screwed up. Just there's always something. Not enough MP quick pockets, which would have been really nice. And there's not enough to, like, she can't get her turn in between Yuna and Dark Ixion's next turn. Fantastic. I might deliberately... I wonder what happens if it gets a second overdrive. Honestly, if it gets a second overdrive, it probably uses Thor's hammer and kills everyone. That's probably what it does. It's probably not going to, like, recast Quartet of 9 on itself. I'm doubtful of that. It's turned into a bit of a shambles here. Again, that one little mistake. Let's see who this is. It's Riku. Okay. I think we just take the chance here. Just do that. It's the closest we've got it down. I'm very curious to see what it does now. Silence Brutify. Ooh. Nice. So it wasn't quite Thor's hammer, but okay. So it's a very, very like close fight. I think what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna load another save. I think I might have to start giving Riku a break damage limit because I'm leaving so much damage on the table with that copycat Demi. It just feels silly. So that's literally the only change I'm going to make, and I'm going to do this. Change this to evade encounter. Yeah, I think Demi spam is going to be a pretty big thing. But as I keep saying, like, it's been designed with that in mind. Alright, here we go again. This time I've made a few tweaks and I've set myself up a bit more kind of specifically to deal with this enemy. So here we go. The strategy is roughly the same, but I can get off to a slightly better start now as a result of this stuff. And now I can do way more damage with Riku. Okay. So immediately we're going to get involved. Get that bio on. Get that Demi on. And now those copycats should be a lot more useful. Right, that one obviously charges the overdrive for free, but now I can bust in extra 46,000 damage, which I previously could not do. That's unlucky, honestly. Let's use a remedy. Let's bring in Titus to haste up Lulu here. Haste it to avoid the energize. Okay, back to Demi. Yeah, the arrow sparks definitely slowed us down, but I'm hoping this time we'll be okay. And while Riku got hit through darkness twice there, so that's, I think that's generally a bit unlucky. but... yeah, see? So a little bit of an RNG situation there. I think if I have to try again, I'm going to cast Reflex. Okay, his turn was the most delayed one anyway. It's not as bad. Right, this time we're not going to make the same mistake. There we go. Yeah, if we use the overdrive, then Riku can't copycat, so we're gonna do it this way. And then we should bring it within range, hopefully. Ah, that's unlucky, it ran out just at that exact time. The timing of this stuff is so shit. If she had a tiny bit more overdrive, we could at least just bloody put the thing on there. Like, use a mix. And then just put the stasis back on. Like, the timing is just every time, like the timing is just slightly off. God damn it. It's just annoying. At least now we have another option for someone else to get hit here. And then we're going to use these. Okay. Yeah, this time it's probably going to be Aero Spark though, of course. I just want to see like a slow, unhasted character like Auron. How much does Quick Pockets help? It helps a lot, but not quite enough really. This. Yeah, from here on, basically trying to get any turns is going to be very hard, I think. Once it gets to this stage, it gets really hard to keep up. Okay. Again, I'm like, which ones are gonna work well here? Let's do one of these. Yeah, okay. Basically gonna deliberately push it to overdrive here. That's the plan. Just so he uses his turn on Silence Proofify. Then I want to revive Lulu and then try and finish this off. If I can. I have the turn though. What? How does the turn order work there? I don't get that. So, hold on. That whole turn, I misunderstood how that works then. It gets 3 turns. It gets Silence Proofify. It does Tri-Fire and then Thor's Hammer. all in one. Because obviously the way that I engineered it was that it was going to use Science Proofify, then I was going to have 2 turns. Yeah, I didn't realize that that was the thing. That's annoying. Yeah, Ixion's been the hardest one so far, for sure. But I think when you cast haste on it, I think it doesn't, like, it stays hasted. So I think we're going to play this differently this time. I'm going to haste it immediately. But then we have to deal with the pentas, so we have to watch out first. Hold on. I'm going to try something. Let's do this. Then do this. Fine. Then we're going to use... this. Fine. Then we're going to use this. I'm hoping this effectively stops it from almost ever casting Energize on itself. Because I think once I manually casted Haste onto it, it doesn't run out again. I think that's how it works. Something like that. So it might give me a little more breathing room. So I'm going to start to speed the fight up now. We've done it a few times, so let's just keep it moving. Riku's getting picked on a lot here. But bro, like, come on, no. I think there's just too much RNG involved with whether that hits or not. I'm not liking it. So I have to also use Reflex. I was thinking basically if it doesn't get any Energizers on there and it's under Darkness, that should be enough to stop it hitting me, but it seems like even without a single Energize happening, it will still do that, so fine. If we just do that straight up, we just don't have enough turns. Let's see. Yeah, we have to basically, for the second Energize, I think I'm going to make sure I have enough of a preparation for it. So like, I'm going to cast it manually, just using Haste, and then that should keep it okay. Yeah, see, that time it had an Energize and it still evaded. I don't know. Whatever. In any case, we need to get started. So we're going to speed things up. Reflex. Raise these guys up. Reflex again. I really want to just minimize the chances of any bullshit happening at this stage. I think that's the second Energize. When things are sped up, I can't see properly. Yeah, I need to start again. That's the problem with speeding it up. You can't tell the difference between whether it's hasted or not. So that was the window to do it. So just a few little like a few little creases to iron out, and we should be able to get this done. I'm starting to basically kind of memorize how the turns work for the start of this fight. Yeah, I'd love to toss a Chocobo Feather on it, but screw it. I think we're not going to use SOS Haste either. I think it was for SOS Haste, right? Who needs that? Who needs that crap anyway? Let's do Science Grenade. Riku dies, same as before. Use the Smoke Bomb. Okay. It's been a nice start so far. Yeah, it's hitting me too many times through that. I just don't like it. I feel like I hate the whole like RNG farming. I use it in some challenges because I have to, but in this mod in general, it's not been that type of mod where you have to farm RNG, but it just affects the outcome of the fight too much. Sometimes it just connects all of those hits, and you have a completely different fight to what you had first time, so... But yeah, I've just got this thing on my mind, where because the fight's just very easy to retry, I'm just like experimenting with different ways to kind of start the fight to see if I can find something that works. My whole kind of thing right now is just trying to haste it manually myself from the start. Honestly, it may be worth using a Chocobo Feather first. Like, instead of Hasker. Hasker's just got so much delay. I think I'd rather do this. Okay. Use Smoke Bomb. I think screw it, I'm just going to bring in Lulu anyway. Yeah, because I already hasted it myself, I don't need to worry about Energize again now. So. I'd love to just copycat that to get started. But I think Tidus staying asleep is probably not good. So let's get him up. Do that. And I think I'm going to bring in Yuna for a reflex here. Fine. Let's just copycat, see what happens. It would be a risk, but whatever. Yeah. Now the question is, do we just go for it again, or do we wake up Tidus? I think we go for it again while we can. Yeah, it's already come down a long way. That we can double cast again, and then we can do it one more time with Riku, and then we're really getting close here already. So let's slow it back down. We kind of have to hope that Lulu doesn't die first here. I want to try a Water Fury potentially. I think we're not close enough yet. Okay. It's not the worst outcome in the world. Right, here we have to be careful. I almost didn't spot it, but the thing has worn off. The silence has worn off. Gotta get that back. Make sure it doesn't take us out here. Okay, good. Now we need to do the smoke bomb version. Okay. So we need to get as close as we can here. So the Demi Fury I'm going to use here, going to try to get as close to death as possible. Alright, 8's not too bad. Let's speed this up, but I can't speed it up. This is going to take a while. So I think it's doing like 1/16. So I think we can use that to roughly decide how much HP it has left. I think the answer is not very much at all. He has his evading counter as well. There you go. Okay, it died. Whew. Yeah, I think this is one of those fights I'm not too concerned with, like, swapping in every character so they all get AP. Like, I've said it a million times, it's not part of the design to kind of have to do that anyway. So, everyone's getting AP for this one. I don't care. The battle's just kind of too fast and furious. Every turn counts. Okay. Okay, before ending the sesh, I just want to quickly continue along here. Okay, 3 points, we'll take that. Mental break. And I think I will use the Fortune Sphere on him. 31. And here again we need to choose which way to go. Quite a lot of HP here, it has to be said. And some more strength. Heads down towards... At least he has armor break and mental break, that's something. I think I'm going to take this bit because it has a bit of extra HP and stuff as well, for now. Because, like, this isn't building towards something I really badly want. Like, Sentinel's all the way up here. He's not going to get there anytime soon, so then I'll take the defense. Only problem is I think I've really run out of spheres. I did not think I was going to encounter that. Sheesh. It's not good. Yeah, Lulu doesn't get anything this time around. Warren. Definitely give him that agility. Part of me thinks is the luck going to be useful for the Aeons, but for now at least I think I'd rather take some more agility. More agility, more magic, but we only have 3 power spheres left. Ooh. How are we going to use them? Tidus could take all 3. Riku could take 1. Yeah, I'm going to need some power spheres, like, badly. Again, there's just no way to know. You just don't know where you're going to get them from. There must be a way. I just don't know what boss is going to drop you like 60 of something versus 10 of something, etc. So I'm going to take the strength. And then HP wise, I think I'll give it to Riku. So we'll do it like that for now. Okay, so we'll leave it here for now, and I'll be back soon to try and take on Dark Shiva, and then I think it might be time to make a return to Omega. Well, we never fought in the first place, but back to Omega Ruins to fight Omega Weapon. So stay tuned, my friends. Hope you are continuing to enjoy the Final Fantasy X Masters mod, and we'll see if we can make it to the end of this challenge.